guys, welcome back. Before we get started, I want to thank you guys personally for helping us reach our first 100 subscribers. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Tornado Joe 87 for winning the Command Beacon card. I really enjoyed reading who your favorite commanders were and why, and I was motivated to build some of those commanders to showcase for the rest of the community to see. For those who didn't win the giveaway or joined the party a little too late, stay tuned. I will be starting another giveaway soon. I just still haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet. One of the ideas that I was thinking of, that when we reach our next goal, I would go out, buy a box of whatever set is the newest at that time, and split the pack between a couple of you guys. But I still haven't decided yet. If you guys have any recommendations or you like that idea, make sure to let me know in the comments section down below. And once again, we couldn't have done it without you. Now enough of that, you guys came here for the gameplay. Let's get started. Alright, so we currently won the die roll. We're going to be playing first, and we decided to keep on this hand even though we only had one black mana source. Hopefully we can draw into it, and we did. We are gonna play swamp on this one. Let's, no possible plays, we'll yield here. Pass a turn, and we're going to be playing against Feather the Redeemed, Morophon the Boundless, and we are blessed with Kenrith the Return King's appearance here. So very interesting to see that. Alright, Morophon decides to play an island, follows up with a Soul Ring. And then they follow with a Talisman of Curiosity. They tap down and pass the turn. Feather plays a Sacred Foundry, letting it come in tapped. They follow with a Spellbook. Let's go ahead and tap this down. I'm just going to keep asking us if we have any responses to this stuff. Kenrith plays a Stomping Grounds tapped, passing the turn right back over to us. We drew into another snow-covered swamp. So I think on this one we're going to go snow-covered swamp. Let's get the Mana Crypt down. We'll play the Panharmonicon, and we pass the turn. Alright, Feather's going to play Boral Signet. Alright, Kenrith is going to play a Farseek. Looks like Morophon completely passed over their turn. Not sure if that was intentional or not. We have a Mana Crypt trigger here. We always pick tails. We won the first flip. We draw into Phyrexian Tower, so I think on this one we're going to go ahead and play that tower. Let's attempt to cast Gonti. Alright, he does resolve, so let's go. Let's see what Morophon's got going on over here, and then we'll see what Kenrith has going on. Ooh, Expropriate. Yep, we'll definitely take that. And let's see, Cloudstone Curio, that can actually be pretty handy in this deck. I actually don't run this. I'm not sure why. I didn't really think about it. But the Smothering Tithe is also enticing. Actually, all these cards, I'm not really sure what Void Attendant does. Yeah, everything but the Void Attendant sounds nice, but I think we're going to go with the Cloudstone Curio here. And with that, we will pass the turn. Alright, Morophon's going to play a Chromatic Lantern. They follow up with a Curse of Opulence. They are targeting the Feather player here. Feather decides to play Thran Dynamo. They pass the turn over to Kenrith. Kenrith plays a God of Shrine, bringing it in untapped, and tapping out for a Vidalcan Orrery. They pass the turn over to us. We have our Mana Crypt trigger. We won this trigger. We draw into Damnation. Let's go ahead and get the swamp down. Let's move to combat. Let's attack Feather. You will gladly take that gold token. Okay, and I think what we're going to do here is we're going to sacrifice Gonti. We're going to recast Gonti. And let's dig for some more goodies here. I still like targeting Kenrith and Morophon. Alright, so we will take the Consecrated Sphinx, excuse me. And that's coming from the Kenrith player. And on Morophon, I think we only have two options. So we have Icon of Ancestry and Brood Butcher. I think we'll take the Icon. I don't see us using this, but oh well. I think with that we will pass the turn. If we draw to another black mana source, I'm thinking about getting the Phyrexian Obliterator out. That'll give us 6 Devotion of Black, and with Grey Merchant of Asphodel, that's 8. And then it'll be doubled up with the Panharmonicon, so our opponents will be drained for 16 and we'll be gaining a lot of life. Alright, our opponent decides to play Ugin here. Alright, they +1. Yeah, I thought that was the expensive Ugin for a second there. Morophon passes the turn. Feather plays a Plains. And they follow up with a Hedron Archive. They get a Venser's Journal into play. And they decide to pass the turn. Kenrith plays a Arid Mesa. They crack it immediately. They play Coalition Relic. So definitely a lot of ramping going on in these first couple turns. They pass over to us. We have our Mana Crypt trigger. We lost this flip. Alright, we draw into a Duplicant. We can play the Consecrated Sphinx. Let's move to combat. We'll swing in at Feather to get another gold token. That'll put us in Expropriate range for next turn. I know with the Consecrated Sphinx, I can almost anticipate that Ugin's going to be blowing up the Consecrated Sphinx. Alright, we pass the turn over to Morophon. Ooh, and they hit him with a Titan's Presence. Alright, and they reveal a Kozilek. So, yep, he's going to be out of there. Unfortunately, we didn't get any value from that. Morophon decides to swing in at the Feather player. They +1 Ugin again. And they cast Bring to Light. Alright, they bring out Smothering Abomination. So it looks like they're ready to cash in on these spirit tokens here. They pass the turn over to Feather. They play Temple of Triumph. They crack the Hedron Archive. They play Thaumatic Compass. They activate the Compass ability. Kenrith is going to put a charge counter on the Coalition Relic. Kenrith plays a Plains. They do decide to take the charge counter off the Coalition Relic. And it looks like our opponent's going to Blasphemous Act here. Not entirely sure why they pulled the trigger on that so quickly. And they pass the turn over to us. We have our Mana Crypt trigger once again. We will Pigtails on this one. We won again. And let's see, we draw into Sword of Sinew and Steel. Let's go Syndicate Trafficker. Let's cast the Trading Post here. And we will pass the turn. Alright, Ugin decides to +1 here. They play Path of Ancestry. They follow up with Cryptolith Rite. And they pass the turn over to Feather. Feather has a Venser's Journal trigger here. Yeah, I really enjoy playing multiplayer EDH more than I like playing 1v1. The only problem is that when you play online, you know, a lot of the time you're playing with random players and they're not very chatty. They're not really into the politics. They're kind of just wanting to do their own thing. All right, we have a Thaumatic Compass activation. Anyways, you know, it would be pretty cool to get a group together. I'm thinking about putting something out there in case anybody's willing to maybe start an online league twice a week. I already have a league in paper that I'm doing, and I'm trying to get some live Commander gameplay on the channel. I do have a pretty good gameplay recorded. It's just working through the editing now. But I would like to accomplish the same thing online. That way, you know, you guys can see all the interaction. Maybe get the other players in on some voice chat. All right, our opponent's gonna play Veilstone Amulet, and Feather hits the field. I think as long as we can keep the Trafficker on the battlefield, we can go for the Phyrexian Tower activation, sacrifice him, and then that should put us in Expropriate range right there, unless we draw into another mana source. Alright, Feather decides to pass the turn over to Kenrith. They choose to take the counter off the Relic for some green mana. They move to cast Master Biomancer. Very cool. So we do have the Damnation as a failsafe and the Duplicant. So we could always play Duplicant next turn instead of, well, if we get the Expropriate, we're going to get at least one extra turn. Let's see. So we can always play Duplicant on that extra turn. We can get rid of Feather, get rid of the Master Biomancer. Alright, they pass the turn over to us. We have our Mana Crit trigger. We lost this one, so we're 3-2. And we draw into a Swamp. So let's go ahead and play that. See, we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think we're going to go for this. Let's see if it sticks. So we fire off the Expropriate. We're going to pick time on this one. I really hope that they do another conspiracy set, because I really like these cool little interactions that they have. We had 2 for time, 2 for money. So let's take control. I want to say the Venser's Journal. We could take their Thran Dynamo. No, because we're running a lot of artifacts too. So let's go Venser's Journal. And let's take their Vidalcan Orrery. We will skip through combat. Alright, so we have a Mana Crypt and a Venser's Journal trigger here. We are 3-3. So we gain 5 with that. Let's see. We'll play the Sword of Sinew and Steel. Let's tap 2, move to equip on the Syndicate Trafficker here. Let's move to combat, and we'll swing in at Feather here. We'll get a gold token from the Curse of Opulence. They cannot block, and we'll take out their, I want to say their Veilstone. Alright, so let's get rid of the Ugin here. You can find them. There we go. And we'll get rid of the Veilstone. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter because we're not really targeting Feather. We're looking to get rid of this protection here, so okay. Alright, and is there anything else we want to do? Let's fire off the Vampiric Tutor. I think I want to grab Spine of Ish Saw, and we will pass the turn on that note. There's a Feather trigger here. We lost again, so we're 3-4. We will gain 4 here. Alright, so let's go Spine of Ish Saw. Let's get rid of the Chromatic Lantern. And let's get rid of the Master Biomancer here. We'll move to combat. And I think this time we're going to swing in at Kenrith. And there's no legal targets for a Planeswalker. But I think we're going to go ahead and take out the Coalition Relic here. And I think with that we're just going to go ahead and pass the turn. So we do have Trading Post and Spine of Ishna out. So right before our turn, we're going to go ahead, tap down the Phyrexian Tower, and sacrifice the Spine, get it back to our hand, draw an A card as well in the process, and then we'll be able to kind of slowly chip away at our opponent's boards. I really enjoyed playing Gonti, and I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I don't know what kind of inspired this. I was looking at like neat little combos or ways to deal with enchantments, because I guess my biggest issue playing Gonti was when I went up against like enchantment decks. I was playing Zerg, and I was getting blown out. So out of the frustration alone, not being able to maintain a decent game, have some decent interaction going back and forth, I started looking for different ways, and I found this Spine of Ishsaw, and I never really liked it because of its cost, other than playing in like the ready, like the obvious decks. And then I started digging around for more sacrifice-based outlets, and yeah, I think I think that this is actually a pretty decent deck. Alright, so our opponent's going to play a Mana Bolt. Alright, so we finally see Kenrith hit the field. Let's see what the king has in store for us. Alright, they decide to draw a card. Alright, he decides to give all creatures trample and haste until end of turn. He was just dumping away his mana there. Probably going to come in heavy at us. Yep, yes he is. The king is not happy with getting his relic blown up. Alright, so I think on that note, we're going to go Pain the 1. We'll sacrifice the Spine. We'll draw a card and get the Spine back in our hand. It looks like Kenrith decided to scoop the game here. Alright, we move to our turn. Ooh, we drew into Throne of Gath. So that's another one of our sack outlets there. And we do have a few planeswalkers that benefit from the proliferate, and a couple energy based cards. Alright, so I think at this point it's just going to be a war on attrition. So let's see what we can do. We can blow up a few more things. We can go Spine of Ishsaw, and then we'll get 2 triggers off of that with a Panharmonicon. We'll blow up the, I want to say the Spires, because yep, yeah, we'll blow up the Spire. And let's also go, let's take out the Soul Ring. Alright, we'll move to attack. Let's go in at the Feather. We'll get the gold token. Alright, and I think we don't have a planeswalker we can blow up, but we can definitely get rid of Grand Dynamo. Actually, no, let's get rid of the Talisman here. Now, we did beat on them pretty badly with the sword, so I think it's time to spread the wealth here. So it looks like we became the arch enemy here. Our opponents are discussing it right now in the chat. Now, depending on how spiky you want to be, you can, like, if you're running this deck, you can be as brutal as you really want to be, as long as you got your little engine set up. So, I mean, it's a slow engine. It chips away at our opponent's resources, but eventually, like, if you really wanted to oppress the enemy, you could start taking away some of their lands. Me personally, I don't really enjoy playing that way. I think EDH is a game where, you know, your opponents should be able to do the things that they want to do as well. You know, with obvious constraints, you don't want them getting completely out of hand. But I think people put a lot of time and effort into building their decks. So at the very least, you know, being able to play the deck, I think it's a very important thing. Our opponent says he's 1 mana source being destroyed away from flipping the table. Uh-oh. And it sounds like Feather is gonna look for a way to blow up something of theirs. Ooh, destroy all enchantments. Okay. Well, lucky for us, we're not an enchantment-based deck. They're gonna lose 2 right here, so that's pretty brutal. I'm not sure why that just happened. It's just moments ago they were plotting to take me down, and that one comment alone kind of just flipped the whole script. That's actually pretty funny. But here we go. We're getting attacked. So I guess he is spreading the wealth. Alright, we have no way to block. But we do have a duplicate, and then that will allow us to get rid of both of their creatures. Yeah, so he basically has a way to repeatedly deal with enchantments. And it appears that Morophon has decided to scoop the game. Maybe they did flip the table, not really sure. Alright, let's see what we can do here. So we drew into Cryptgast. We can play that. Let's go 1, 2. We'll bring out the Phyrexian Obliterator. Let's not pay for the Extort here. Let's go Grey Merchant. Let's go Grey Merchant here. We pay for the Extort there. So now our opponent's going to lose quite a lot of life here. That takes him down to 14. Let's move into attack with the Syndicate Trafficker. I want to say Boral's Charm, but they have enough colored mana to deal with it, so I think we're going to go with the Thran Dynamo, excuse me. So our opponent's down to 9. We are currently at 52. They cycle a Secluded Steep. Insurrection would be pretty cool here if they had it. Yuki Onna, destroy target artifact. So I'm assuming it's going to be the Panharmonicon. Oh no, the sword. Okay. Well, that works. I would have went for the Panharmonicon, but then I also understand why they went for the sword. I think this turn with the Duplicant, we'll be able to clear the board and swing in for the win. Let's Pigtails. We won. I think we are currently 4 and 5. We'll gain 3 life. We draw into Toxic Deluge. I think on this one we're gonna go Duplicant. Let's not pay for that. Alright, and we'll get rid of Feather. And we'll also get rid of Yuki. Okay. Opponent decides to cast Into the Fray. Looking to bounce Yuki back to their hand. Very cool. Wonder if they have a arcane sub-theme in this deck. So yeah, this was a very brutal showing for Gonti, Lord of Trinkets. I think right here we'll just move into combat, go for the all-out swing, and that's gonna go ahead and do it. Good game. Well guys, that's going to do it for this gameplay. I really hope you enjoyed it. And as a quick reminder, if you're looking for a way to support the channel, make sure to scroll down, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell icon so you can stay up to date with all our latest content for you guys. While you're at it, give this video a like if you enjoyed what you've seen here. It helps others who enjoy this type of content find us a bit easier. And if you're interested in being a part of the channel, follow me on Twitter at @command_beacon, and we can coordinate a time so that you can showcase your deck building abilities. And finally, if there's any specific content that you would like to see on the show, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. You were watching the Command Beacon. Until next time, thanks for watching.